Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. This is Shahzadi Akhtar, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, DESIT. Today I am going to take a physics class for class 9 students. My dear students, our today's topic, chapter 2, page number 48 and 49, discussion. Our today's lecture number is 10. My dear students, let's start our class. Today we will discuss about laws of falling bodies. Okay, today we will discuss laws of falling bodies, chapter 2. Okay, we have already mentioned that an amazing example of uniform acceleration is acceleration due to gravity G. Okay, that means acceleration due to gravity G is a example of uniform acceleration, and we know the value of G is 9.8 meter per second square. Due to its effect, an object falls downward when it is released from above the Earth's surface. Observing this type of falling bodies, scientist Galileo invented 3 laws. The laws can be used in case of bodies falling freely. My dear students, I am repeating, these laws can be used in case of bodies falling freely. The laws are as follows. First law, listen to me carefully. First law, all bodies falling from rest and from the same height without any resistance traverse equal distance in the same time. I am repeating. First law, all bodies falling from rest and from the same height without any resistance traverse equal distance in the same time. Second law, the velocity acquired by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to the time, that is V proportional T. My dear students, see here, the velocity is indicated by V. The velocity acquired by a freely falling body from rest in a given time, that means T, is directly proportional to the time, okay, to that time, that means V proportional T. If T is increases, then V also will increases. Okay, then come to now third law, the distance. Here distance is indicated by h. The distance traversed by a freely falling body from rest in a given time t is directly proportional to the square of the given time. That means h proportional t square is here. See from this equation, h proportional t square. That means the distance h is proportional to the square of the given time. Okay. Now we have mentioned earlier that the acceleration due to gravity is an example of uniform acceleration. The equations we have deduced about motion can be used to deduce the equation of motion of the falling bodies. And in case of motion S, we used to indicate, in case of motion S was used to indicate the travel distance, and for a freely falling body we will use here h. My dear students, I am repeating, in case of motion, S was used to indicate the travel distance, and for freely falling body we will indicate here h. Okay, and now, and here for acceleration we also used use a, and for freely falling body we use here g. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, now see, for motion we use the V equals to U plus AT. For motions we use this equation, V equals to U plus AT. Number 2, S equals to UT plus half A T square, and number 3 equation was V square equals to U square plus 2AS. But now for freely falling body we use V equals to U plus GT. Okay, instead of A we use G here. Number 2 equation, S equal, here for motion we use S, but now we use H. Okay, H equals to UT plus half GT square. And number 3 equation is v square equals to u square plus 2gh. Okay, my dear students, see here we use, instead of a we use here g, instead of s we use here h. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, now the three laws of falling bodies of Galileo are nothing but these equations of motion of falling bodies. The first law states that objects released from the same height will reach the ground at the same time, that is, it does not depend on the mass of the object. Okay, this does not go with the experience of our daily lives. Here given an example, if a piece of paper and a piece of stone are released from the same height at the same time, then the stone reaches the ground first and the paper reaches the ground later, and this happens due to the resistance of air. If the experiment is done in a vacuum tube, then the both paper and stone will reach the ground at the same time, and Galileo's first law can be understood from the equation of falling bodies. This is because there is no mass of object in the equations of velocity and traverse height, and that is the acceleration due to gravity acts equally on both heavy and light object. So the freely falling body traverses equal distance in the same time, and this is first law. Okay, now come to second law. Okay, second law. The second law of Galileo is the law of increase of velocity due to g. Okay, the second law of Galileo is the law of increase of velocity due to g. If the initial velocity u is 0, then the velocity v is proportional to g. Okay, and Galileo's third law is nothing except the equation of h. In the formula, if we consider u is 0, then we can see that traverse distance is proportional to t square. My dear students, from here we can write here, if initial velocity u is 0, then we can write v equals to gt. That means g is constant, so we can write v proportional t. This is the second law. Okay, and here, from here, if initial velocity is 0, then we can write h equals to half gt square, and this is constant, so we can write h proportional t square. This is third law. Okay, now my dear students, memorize properly these three laws of falling bodies. Okay, now come to problem number 1. Here I have given three mathematical problems. The problem number 1, a good pace bowler of cricket can throw a ball with a velocity of 150 km per hour. If he throws the ball vertically upwards, how high will it go? My dear students, from the question here given, a good pace bowler of cricket can throw a ball with the velocity of 150 km per hour. That means this is the initial velocity. Okay, initial here given initial velocity u equals to 150 km per hour. Then we have to convert this kilometer into meter and in hour into second. That means we have to multiply with 1000. 150 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60, and the unit will become a meter per second. And by doing this calculation, we will get 41.67 meter per second. And here final velocity v is 0 because acceleration due to gravity will act as retardation when the ball is thrown vertically upward. And in this the question here is given velocity. A good pace bowler of cricket can throw a ball with a velocity of 150 km per hour, and if he throws the ball vertically upward, that means he throws the ball vertically upwards, then that's why acceleration due to gravity is act as an retardation, and the ball eventually comes to a stop. That's why final velocity v will be 0. Okay, that means final velocity v equals 0, and here we know acceleration due to gravity g equals to 9.8 meter per second square, and we have to find out height. Okay, how high will it go? That means height h equal what? And from this from here we know here u given v also given, g given, height h. We have to find out h. That means v square equals to u square plus 2gh. This formula will appropriate for this problem. Okay, and we already said here acceleration due to gravity will act as retardation, that means it will minus. Okay, so see v square equals to u square minus 2gh, and here given v is 0, that means u square minus 2gh. 2gh equals to u square. We can write this, and h, we have to find out h, the value of h, that means u square divided by 2g, and here given u 41.67 whole square divided by 2 into g. The value of g is 9.8 meter per second square, and the unit of h is meter. So by this doing this calculation, we will get 88.59 meter. Okay, this is the answer. That means 88 height will be 88.59 meter. Okay, now come to problem number 2. You have thrown a ball vertically upward at 10 meter per second. How much height will it attain in what time? My dear students, here we have to find out height and time. Okay, here given, this is the same problem like problem 1. Here given initial velocity u is 10 meter per second, final velocity is 0 because this ball also vertically upward, thrown vertically upward, and the gravitational acceleration we also know g equals to 9.8 meter per second square, and we have to find out height and time. My dear students, this is the same problem. That means we have to find out the time at first. That means this formula will appropriate for here time. Here given time, that means v equals to u plus gt. Here u given, v given, we know the value of g, and we have to find out t. That means this formula will appropriate v equals to u minus gt. Why minus? Because we know due to acceleration due to gravity acts as retardation, that's why we will use here minus. Okay, now v equals is 0, u minus gt. We have to find out that value of t, that means gt equals to u, and t equals to u divided by g, and we know u here 10. Okay, and g is 9.8 meter. Okay, now by doing this calculation we get 1.02 meter, second. This is time, that means second, it will second. Okay, so now we have to find out age, and we know to find out age, this formula will appropriate for this problem. V square equals to u square minus 2gh, and we know here v is 0, and by doing this calculation we will get age equals to 5.102 meter. My dear students, here given problem number 3. If an object is thrown upward with the velocity 25 meter per second, what will be the highest point? Okay, here also we have to find out age, highest point, and what will be the time taken to reach at that point. We also have to find out time also. That means this is also like problem number 2. Okay, my dear students, they are given here initial velocity u to 25 meter per second, and we know at the highest point velocity v is 0, and we have to find out time and height, and we know this formula v square equals to u square minus 2gh, and we have to find out what is the age. Okay, and for time, to find out the time we have to use this formula v equals to u minus gt. That means here given v equals to 0, and by doing this calculation we have to we will find the value of time t equals to u divided by g, and u given 25 divided by g means 9.8. Okay, that means 2.55 second. Okay, this is the answer. My dear students, hope you have understood our today's topic properly. memorize properly these laws of falling bodies, the 3 laws of falling bodies, and keep practicing at home the mathematical problems, and submit SW regularly. See you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.